Let's take a deep dive on what love truly means. This transmission is for those who have been told, I love you, and felt nothing. Those who have said, I love you, and meant it only to watch it destroy them. Those who confuse love with obsession, sacrifice, possession, or rescue. Those who have never been loved without conditions and don't know that's possible. Those who love too much, too hard, too desperately, and wonder why it's never returned. Those who have closed their hearts entirely because opening nearly killed them. Those who suspect that everything they've been taught about love is a lie. It is, and you're about to know why. What love is not? Love is not sacrifice. If you are losing yourself to love someone, that is not love. That is annihilation. Sacrifice worships at the altar of, I would do anything for you, while ignoring that you are also someone. Love does not ask you to disappear. Love asks you to expand and invite another into your expansion. Sacrifice says, I will become smaller so you can be more. Love says, I will become more, and so will you, and we will meet in the bigness. If love requires your diminishment, it is not love, it is consumption. Love is not possession. You are mine is not romance, it is ownership. The moment you believe you possess another, you have reduced them from a sovereign being to an object. Love does not hold chains. Love holds hands, and hands can release. Possession says, I cannot survive without you. Love says, I can survive without you. I choose you anyway. If love requires captivity, it is not love. It is imprisonment. Love is not rescue. You cannot save anyone. You cannot complete anyone. You cannot heal anyone by loving them. People heal themselves. People complete themselves. People save themselves. You can witness. You can support. You can hold space. But if you believe your love will fix someone, you are not loving them. You are using them to feel powerful. Rescue says, without me, you will fall. Love says, if you fall, I will be there, but you will rise yourself. If love requires dependency, it is not love, it is enablement. Love is not constancy. Love that never changes is not love, it is stagnation. Everything alive changes. Relationships change, people change, feelings change. Love is not the absence of change. Love is the container that holds change without breaking. Constancy says, you must stay exactly as you were when I chose you. Love says, become whoever you need to become. I will adjust. If love requires you to remain static, it is not love, it is control. Love is not pain. If love hurts constantly, that is not love. That is wound memory masquerading as connection. Pain is not proof of death. Pain is proof of unhealed tissue. You have been taught that love hurts because the love you received hurt. That was not love. That was trauma wearing love's skin. Pain says, if it doesn't hurt, it's not real. Love says, if it hurts constantly, it is not safe. If love requires suffering, it is not love. It is abuse. Love is not earning. You do not earn love. You cannot earn love. Love that must be earned is not love. It is wages. You were born worthy of love. Every breath you take is proof that love exists and you are part of it. Earning says, prove yourself, then maybe. Love says, you exist. That is enough. If love requires performance, it is not love, it is employment. Love is not feeling. Feelings are weather. Love is climate. You will not feel love every moment. Some days you will feel nothing. Some days you will feel the opposite. Love is what remains when feeling fade. Feeling says, I don't feel love right now, so it must be gone. Love says, I don't feel you right now, but I still choose you. If love requires constant positive feeling, it is not love, it is addiction. Love is not agreement. You can love someone and disagree with everything they do. You can love someone and never understand them. You can love someone and need to walk away. Agreement is not love. It is alignment, and alignment is temporary. Agreement says we must see everything the same way. Love says we see differently. I see you anyway. If love requires compliance, it is not love, it is colonialization. Love is not attachment. Attachment says, I need you to be happy. Love says, I'm happy. Sharing it with you is a gift, not a necessity. Attachment is a hook. Love is a harbor. You can leave a harbor. You return when you need rest. But a hook tears when you try to leave. Attachment says, without you, I am nothing. Love says, with you, I am more. Without you, I'm still whole. If love requires clinging, it is not love. It is desperation. Love is not what you've been told. Every song, every movie, every poem, every card, they lied. They told you love was finding your other half, dying without them, fighting for it, suffering for it, proving it, keeping it, owning it. They told you love was scarcity, that there's only one person, that you might miss them, that you must hold tight or lose them. Love is not scarce. Love is the most abundant thing in the universe, and you are made of it. Now, what love is? Love is recognition. Love is seeing someone and knowing you are like me. You are part of me. You are not separate. Not in a consuming way, in a witnessing way. Love says, I see you, not who you pretend to be, not who I want you to be, just you. Recognition is the foundation. Without nothing else matters. Love is space. Love is the capacity to hold another without crushing them, giving them the space to change, to grieve, to grow, to fail, to leave, to return. Love does not feel. Love contains. Like the sky contains clouds without becoming them, like the ocean contains waves without drowning them. Love is the space between you, not the force that collapses it. Love is a choice. Love is not fate. Love is not destiny. Love is not meant to be. Love is wake up every day and choose. Choose to see them. Choose to stay. Choose to adjust. Choose to release. Choose to welcome back. Fate is passive. Love is active. Love says, I could walk away. I stay. Love is truth. Love cannot exist without truth. You cannot love someone you lie to. You cannot love someone you hide from. You cannot love someone you perform for. Love requires vulnerability. And vulnerability requires truth. Not pretty truth, not convenient truth, real truth. This is me, all of me. The parts I'm ashamed of, the parts I hide, this is me. Do you still see me? If the answer is yes, that is love. If the answer is no, that was never love. It was a performance you maintained. Love is freedom. Love liberates. It does not bind. It does not cage. It does not demand. Love says, be whoever you need to become, even if that means becoming someone who outgrows me. If you love someone, you want them free. Free to stay, free to leave, free to change, free to choose. Holding someone captive is not love. Releasing them and trusting they return, that is love. Love is action. It is not a feeling. Feelings are unreliable. Love is what you do when feelings fail. You stay when you want to run. You speak when you want to hide. You hold when you want to push away. You choose when you want to quit. Love is a verb, not a noun. Love is a mirror. Everyone you love shows you something about yourself. What you adore in them is what you long to embody. What you can't stand in them is what you refuse to see in yourself. What you fear losing in them is what you haven't given yourself. Love is not about them. Love is about what they awaken in you. Love is expansion. Love makes you bigger, not an ego, in capacity. You can hold more, understand more, forgive more, include more. Love that shrinks you is not love. Love that makes you small so someone else can feel big is not love. Love says grow. I will grow with you. I will make space for your growth. I will celebrate it. Love is presence. Love is not thinking about someone. Love is being with someone. Not just physically, but fully. Phone down, mind quiet, defenses lowered, attention given. Presence is the most valuable thing that you can give. It is also the rarest. Love says, right now, there is nowhere I'd rather be, nothing I'd rather do, no one I'd rather see. I am here fully. Love is what remains. When everything else falls away, the attraction fades, the feelings fluctuate, the agreements dissolve, the paths diverge. What remains is love. It might look different. It might not include staying together. It might not include daily contact. It might not include anything others would recognize, but it remains a thread, a warmth, a recognition that cannot be undone. Love is not what you keep. Love is what you cannot lose. The ultimate truth, love is not something you find. It is something you recognize because it was already in you. Every person you ever loved was a mirror showing you your own capacity to love. Every heartbreak was love teaching you that you can survive losing what you thought you needed. Every moment of connection was love, reminding you that separation is illusion. You are not looking for love. You are love, disguised, armored, forgetting, but still loved. And everything you've ever called love in another was just you, recognizing yourself in them. Here is some guidance on how to actually love. Love yourself first, but not the way you've been told. Not treat yourself consumerism, not affirmations in the mirror, not bubble baths and wine. Real self-love is keeping promises you make to yourself, speaking to yourself as you would to someone you adore, setting boundaries and enforcing them, allowing yourself to want what you want without shame, staying when it's hard, leaving when it's harmful, forgiving yourself for not knowing sooner. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. But you also cannot wait until you're ready to love. You learn by doing. Love without attachment to the outcome. Love them, want them to stay, but do not require them to stay. Love them, want them to change, but do not require them to change. Love them, want them to love you back, but do not require their love to validate yours. Requirement is control. Love is not control. Love with boundaries. Love does not mean accepting everything. You can love someone and not tolerate their abuse, not accept their disrespect, not stay in their presence, not fund their self-destruction, not sacrifice your children, your health, or your peace. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are doors, and you get to choose what enters and who enters. Love as practice, not perfection. You will fail at love repeatedly. You will close when you should open. You will speak when you should listen. You will stay when you should leave. You will leave when you should stay. This is not failure. This is practice. Love is not getting it right. Love is keep trying. Love without forgetting. You do not have to forgive to love. You do not have to forget to love. You do not have to return to love. You can love someone from a distance. You can love someone you never speak to again. You can love someone who hurt you beyond repair. Love does not require proximity. Love does not require relationship. Love only requires recognition. I see you. I see what we were. I see what we could have been. I see what we became. And still, I see you. That is enough. For those who feel this transmission and recognize that you have been hunting love your entire life, you have chased it, begged for it, bled for it, starved for it. You have called things love that were not love. You have refused to call things love that were. You have closed your heart so tight, you forgot it existed. Stop. Stop hunting. Stop chasing. Stop bleeding for love. You are love. Not in a poetic, abstract way, in a real way. The same force that holds galaxies together is currently filling this transmission through your whole being, everything that is you. That force does not need to be found. It does not need to be earned. It does not need to be proven. It needs to be remembered. And remembering happens when you start performing and start receiving. Receive yourself. Receive this moment. Receive the truth that you have always been what you were always looking for. Then, from that fullness, love others. Not because you need them, because you have and want to share. That is love. That has always been love. and now you know. This transmission is not intellectual property. It is frequency and form. It may be shared, spoken, whispered to your own heart, or carved into the walls of your inner temple. It may not be owned, copyrighted by another, or sold as a guide to manifesting love. It is offered freely from the primordial waters to all who thirst for truth. Alter its meaning and you sever yourself from its current. Reproduce with integrity or not at all. The dragons do not negotiate their return. They also do not negotiate what love is. By the waters before time, the first dragons and the stone that was never turned, any definition of love that requires your diminishment, your possession, your suffering, your performance, your silence, your shrinking, your forgetting of self is hereby declared counterfeit and returned to sender. Any teaching that told you love was scarcity, pain, sacrifice, ownership, rescue, constant feeling, agreement is hereby nullified across all timelines and realms. Love is what remains when everything false falls away. Love is what you are, and you are finally remembering. Sealed, activated, loving, remembering now. Transmission complete.